Hello folks. So I have this power supply. The front looks like this. This here, that's where the AC voltage goes. Either 120 volt or 240 volt. And here's the switch to turn it on. Now by putting one AC voltage to it, the unit will not turn on. I'm going to show you here on the label. Okay, that's the unit there. So you can see here on the output, well, let's go with the input. So it says high, 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 and then high, high, and then high. So what that means, it's representing that if you feed this, the inputs, the high, 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 here, see high, the 200 to 240 volts, all three plugs being used will give you 8700 watts. Two plugs being used will give you 5800 watts. And one plug being used will give you 2800 watts. Now on the low side, you can see here low, it's 100 to 120 volts AC. It says low, low, which is going to be 2. Low, 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 which is going to be 3 inputs. 4200 watts for the 3 inputs, and for the low, 2800 watts. It will not work off just one low. It needs at least 2 for the unit to even turn on. Now there is no pinout configuration that needs to be problem solved. As long as there is 2 inputs of the low or 1 of the high, the unit will at least give you 2800 watts. More than that, then you get the extra wattage. There's 3 modules inside this. Now what I've done with mine, here's the front cover. It's took it apart there. This one's no longer any good. I don't need this one because I have the modules out of it. So here's the inputs here, you see. There's the inputs. And here's the back side of it. Now what I have done in mine is I removed all this stuff here. Actually this first circuit board I removed, and I got right down to the core just above the plugs there. You can see right there. And I tied all those together as one. Now I used a really heavy gauge wire that could support the current to feed the unit itself. And that's one way of going about doing it, so you can only use one plug-in instead of worrying about all 3 of them. So now when I use the one plug-in, all of them will turn on, and I will get the full power at the low or at the high. And that's how I wanted it for myself. That's one way of going about doing that. And I also eliminated a few other things on there that are not important for myself, as of all the components that are in here. I even removed the switch, all the little switches. You would see if you actually pulled yours apart how there's more to it than what you see here. There's a lot more to it than what you see here. This portion here only has this portion of the board left to it that I did not remove. But there was a whole bunch of switches in here and a whole bunch of plastic Teflon pieces here and all kinds of different things inside here. You don't see them because they're not here. I removed them already. So that's how I went about fixing mine up, so it would only receive one plug-in and get full power out of it, whether it's on low or on high. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you have not, and thank you very much for those that already have.